Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Moonscars. In the last episode, we cleared the apex. Kind of. We made it through the gauntlet herein and fought Red Irma. We are apparently the integral vessel, which is a bit odd, considering that we were here before, but weren't allowed to pass, as the gargoyles wouldn't allow us, but maybe something had to be unlocked within us first. It was a pretty fun fight, but we lost at the end, so we get to do it again. Unfortunately, we also, when we die, I thought I had equipped something that preserved my bone powder, but I did not understand the trinket correctly. And we lost all of it up there. I did a little bit of farming. We're back up to 12,000 bone powder now, and I've leveled a few times. We have a healing efficiency, a witchery reduction, and a crit chance increase at this moment. My spite level also gives me an Ichor and health restored upgrade, so I'm going to hold on to this for the battle on the off chance that I'm desperate enough to want to use it. Let's prepare for this fight. So, the first thing I think we want to do is have some protection. We want to increase the damage that we deal. So I'm willing to put on one of our Fencer gemstones. Fierce Fencer. Slightly increases damage dealt with the main weapon. Oh, this is the one damage increase. One point of damage. But there's no penalty to using it. Do we have another Fencer upgrade? Reckless Fencer. Witchery damage decreased. I'm willing to take this. And then we'll put back on that one gemstone? Bone Stone. Increases witchery damage by 25%. Is that right? Oh! This is a one-time use. When we die, we lose this. I want the one which uses bone powder. This is it. Spell damage increased significantly at the cost of bone powder. It doesn't tell me what percentage it does. I kind of wish they all would do that, but we'll still use it. We were taking a lot of damage from the projectiles in the battle as well. So let's put on our projectile protection gemstone. For our actual witcheries, let's see. I don't know if she'll target our decoy, but we could try it. The issue is that once we're in combat, we're not swapping our witcheries, so I better be kind of positive I want to use the things I'm equipping. The child spawn could do great damage against her, but it might also attack the moon. So I'm not sure if I actually want to use that. There are times in which Red Irma was in the moon and a clone or a mold of hers was down below. So the chain boulder could be helpful if I remember to use it during that effect. Sorry, during that when that's occurring. I do like how much damage a child spawn does, though. Parasite's also very useful for guaranteed damage over time. I wasn't that impressed with corrosive touch when we used that in the battle. Let's try the child spawn. And because she's floating sometimes, we'll also use the stone pillars. Now, here's the plan, everyone. We're going to try this fight 3 times. If at the end of the 3rd attempt, we haven't made any progress towards defeating Irma in her 3rd form, I think it would be thematic to say that we lost. Red Irma was successful. She destroyed the integral vessel. She used us to destroy all her foes. We watched all the other all the other folks around in this world die. And maybe we die too. So that's going to be the plan. 3 more attempts for us. And I will do the farming, if we die to her again, I'll do the farming for our bone powder off screen. And a few levels. I feel at least we want 3 levels going into this fight. Oh god. I did not think there were other enemies on the way. I thought she was right up here. No, she is not. We actually have a bit of traveling to do. That's going to make this a bit awkward, but I think it's right here. Remember, Tim, to use your spite menu. We can just go back for that, apparently, too. Okay, that's good to know. That's what I was worried about. So it will attack the, Oh, God. Nice hit. Won't let you win now, you hideous thief. I'll rip what's mine from your body. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there, but take hits. Crap, she was invulnerable for a little bit. Seems your fangs grew sharper, Clayhead. Poor timing to share compliments, human. Human. I may be the last living human to see the skies. Tell me, Irma, what is in your vessel? What will this world inherit after I take my last breath? Freedom. It's empty. I am to fill it the way I wish. And then there is no room for you. Ha! So bloody simple. I forgot all about my spite level. I guess we'll just hold on to it, and the off chance I might remember if we're... It's not over, so I'm guessing we're either walking into seeing the ending, or there's another fight we have to do. Zoran's there, or Ian's here. We'll speak with Ian. I thought I've seen all sorts of dreams. I was wrong. Only now I've seen everything. I've seen love turn to envy, freedom blooming in death, parent destined to forever lose to her child. Weirdly, it felt so familiar, as if once I've been there. No, Ian. Don't go astray again. Keep looking for yourself. Oh. It's like I am just a distorted mirror, bound to reflect effigies and fake things. I'm so tired of this, Irma. The father returned to the workshop, Ian. You have to face him now. I need to see him. Come to the workshop, my girl. We have so many things to talk about. I thought for sure this would take me up to the molding workshop where we've been before. I guess this is to take me back to the mirror? It said Moonhunger alleviated, but I still see it red up there. The big difference this time was the projectile protection we had on. I'm going to go ahead and put on an Absolution Bloodstone at the moment to protect us if we do perish. Oh god, and I'm going to die right here. Beat the boss, die to a mob. How embarrassing. Come on, Tim. Can you not hit it even once? God, that was painful, but we did do it. I think we've been here before. Yeah, we have been here before. That was the ledge I tried jumping on earlier. Alright, so then let's see what Zoran wants to talk about, huh? But first, I want to learn a new ability. Doppelganger. Grey Irma sheds a skin of clay that instantly turns into a friendly doppelganger. We'll give this a try against Zoran. Seems fitting. Unless he can, like, control it, which would also be fitting. But let's see what if there's any more tricks Zoran, or any tricks Zoran has. I am curious as to what the purpose of all this was in the end. Why he needed us to become hardened and what have you through the trials and tribulations that we went through to become this integral vessel. Why did he need us to do that? What have we... Well, we've gained an empty, unbroken Ichor gland, right? It's completely empty and it doesn't hurt anymore. What is he hoping to do with it now that we possess it? What are you waiting for? Go! Go! Ahead! To the workshop's very bottom. To the mirror hall, you priceless idiot. You've got weirdly excited. I can't wait to become one. To become we. To become many. Our loneliness is about to end. Walls that separate us will crumble. Stop! Don't ask again! Just go! Go! I take it Adelinka is now also destroyed at this point. No, she's just not here. Okay. I was picking up earrings as I was no, we saw her just... No, we saw that was a clone of her, not the actual Adelinka. I've seen... I picked up earrings. So, she might still be around, though I do not know where she would be located. What's going on? Why can't I interact with them? Oh, okay, right. I thought this was the same exact place. No, he takes us through that mirror back and forth. Ian is still here. Oh, I'm wondering if like each of the people that we could have saved or not saved would be here, depending upon what we did. I spoke to him, Irma. What did he tell you? He said he never sculpted my clay. He just forgot about me, Irma. Like I never existed. Ian, I do not regret. Somehow I felt relief. All my life I tried to work out his plan for me. Who should I be? Who should I be? Turns out, he had no grand plan. He just got tired of sculpting you or another pristine, and made something to get distracted. Somebody without apparent flesh. Maybe he just fell into sleep during the work. And here I am, Ian the last. The last work of the sculptor. The last mistake of the sculptor. Now What's happening? Ian? A drop of ichor has been born inside me. A tiny drop of me. I can tell. I should go now, Irma. Elsewhere, somewhere far. This much I know for sure. Good luck, Ian. I was glad to help. Thank you. Again. Hey, Irma. It was a long way for you, and it's about to end in the hall ahead. Before you depart, I have something to tell you. A farewell request, if this means something to you. Of course, girl, I'm all ears. Please, Irma. I'm not a girl. You must have learnt this by now. He made me clay-born among the first, long before you. Yet human flesh, void of ichor, does not return to life anymore. That's a loss one can't revert. He made so many attempts to make clay grow like a human flesh, so I can escape my eternal childhood. But all was futile. Clay flesh only grows only with death. So I was returned over and over. But then the king came to him. He needed a clay-born army, and Father could not resist his brutal advance. But you can't take something that lives and breathes from something that is dead. You need Iker. Don't tell me. Don't tell me he used your Iker. It's just that I asked him for this myself. I could not see my father so desperate. I can't believe it. That's how Clayborn army was made, Irma. My Iker served as animating discharge, and then he extracted it. So many times, Irma. So many times. Cursed be his callous misdeeds. Don't blame him. He did what he had to, just like me. For him, I tried to take control over empty husks, but every time I cleft right away. Maybe it's your destiny as a vessel to take control over Clayborns, but I want to ask you one thing, just one thing. When he asks you to return me in clay again, don't do it. I don't want to be returned anymore. It's just too painful. Too painful. But no more, Irma. Just let me embrace you the last time.
Only you can keep me safe.
Adelinka? Adelinka? Her shell is empty. I feel her ichor now, flowing along mine. She resides inside me. Reminds me of Ghost in the Shell a little bit, with the copy of a copy, and maybe now her knowledge is imprinted in us and what have you. I mentioned, I think, in the last episode that this entire world could work somewhat if these were androids or robots, and it was imprinting done on them, and they would think they were almost human or what have you, spawning copies of themselves, and they would exist in the cloud or something like that. I like this idea. I just kind of wish the story was a little more coherent. Maybe something got lost pretty heavily in the translation, but I feel like there's been a few contradictions and a few surprises that I wasn't surprised at all. But oh well, that's a talk for a different day altogether. It looks like we're about to have our final battle. Adelina kept you company. Perfect. It's really quick. A small example is how the names are wrong. For example, it's Adelinka, I think, isn't it? Or is it Adelina? And Adelinka is the name for the clay version of the real girl. All this time, I was just a tool for you. A tool of control. My poor thing. Even now you are so lost. You are on the verge of understanding what it is to be a human. A being of free will. What a horrid lot it is. What a terrible curse. I am so sorry I have doomed you to suffer this. Are you even able to regret your deeds at this point? Believe me or not, I am full of regrets. After all, it was inevitable. Why me, Father? Why have you made me come all this way? I had no choice. I just cannot live in the world I corrupted. I seek to cleanse it. You have to understand that. Yet you made everything even worse. You made me suffer in so many lives. You were perfect, my dear Irma. My best work. Something I believed in more than in myself. Something, huh? You had this distorted vision you called an ideal. You made a germ of free will become a thing for you. Back in the day, you were just a mold, you know. I shaped it with my hands. But let me finish. All works of mine, all my maddened creatures, they had the same root, ichor of my daughter. But you were different. I put inside you a drop of my own. I got your ichor. Yes, you and other pristines. You were a continuation of my will. You had a chance to undo my mistakes. But I've made another mistake, indeed. I underestimated human malice. Red Irma broke you, schemed against you out of envy, for your perfection. You should know that I lost every drop of your ichor that night. I became void. You should well know what ichor is, right? The essence that develops with every strike, every roar, every death of yours, every loss. It comes from the inside. Oh, yes, but I don't need your ichor, girl. A steady shape matters much more to me. With Adelinka's ichor inside your vessel, you can unite all my lost creations. Bind and keep them away from madness. Make them one stream, a communion of wills, a parliament of minds. A vessel is not meant to be just a tool of control. Oh, so we're going to have some sort of grand union where all of the vessels become one vessel, like a hive mind, effectively, I think is the idea, with Irma controlling them. Or she's just, they're all Irma, effectively. You can make new dark ichor flow in a new direction, away from the beacon that shines to the vile skies. For even made from earth's clay, you clayborn still longed for her, for the greatest mold, for the celestial template of false freedom. Can you turn away from her now, Irma? Can you do it on your own? No. You think it's beautiful to be one. Another morbid idea of yours. Yet to become one means losing everything I own. Losing my triumphs, and even more important, my failures. My wounds and bounds, things that make us real. I died so many times not for this. Not for another sort of sleep. Oh, okay, we're not even going to get a choice. Irma's like, no, I'm not going to do this union. I've learned from the mistakes I've made and the triumphs and the difficulties I've overcome. I don't want to forget all that to become this union. I guess that would change your outlook on things, as every failure you have is just a small part of you that fails, not you failing magnificently like Irma. I'm going on a tangent. No one cares. I learned hard to know the simple truth, Zoran. When something comes from the outside, it is always false and ill intent. It means a power using you in cruel play, and you can never sleep in peace. My stupid girl. You disappoint me. I defy communion, Zoran the Sculptor. I defy your plan of healing those who cleft. I defy my clay kin, if it's necessary to become free, to become myself. Then I will make you accept my will. Like I always did. God. That's a lot of damage. I wish I had the projectile protect. Oh, hold on. We can actually put this on. I'm guessing we have to destroy these lower. First to start. Hello, Chakra. I am sorry. I like the music to this. Ooh. Oh! Oh, now we have to do the entire thing over again. And now I don't have any bone powder. I don't have any bone powder. I don't have any level ups. Alright, we're just gonna try it. That wasn't too difficult in the end. Yeah, we'll try it once without any upgrades. I actually kind of liked my doppelganger. So we'll go for that. And I guess Parasite. I feel like that should have been game over, though. So we'll do this 2 more times. And if I can't beat him either of these times, then that's it. We will end it there. I kind of... Yeah, let's just do this. Zoran, I'm sorry, we're back. We had the whole conversation again. And this time I don't start with a spell that I'm not going to need. We have to, he's the only thing we can beat on that gives us back our Iker as well, apparently. I do like the doppelganger. I think that will probably be useful if I can remember to use it when Zoran's actually out in the field. I just didn't have any Iker to help me do that earlier. Oh, wow, that's... We're almost dead, just like that. You'll be Cleft sooner or later. You won't escape the fate. I've already decided yours. After you, Zoran. Alright everyone, I apologize for the awkward cut. This is my 8th attempt at recording the final bits here as the credits roll. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had fun watching me play through the game. I had a great time playing through it. I guess we'll wrap it up with some thoughts about Moonscars now that we're done. The animations are extremely fluid, very smooth, and the combat in particular feels fantastic when the game recognizes the inputs I'm giving correctly. For the most part, I didn't have any issues with them, except sometimes casting spells, the game didn't seem to register that I had cast a witchery. And other times, the linking of the normal dash with the super dash is a bit awkward, since the game sometimes interprets one instead of the other. But besides those, the gameplay itself was great. I couldn't complain about that very much at all. The creatures feel about right, although they do hit hard as you go through the game, and it gets into permanent moon hunger. But you're supposed to have been playing the game consistently and constantly to get to that point. So I think that's probably fair. The music is amazing in the game. My goodness, I really want the soundtrack, and every single particular track I can think of a use for it in my Dungeons & Dragons campaign. The sound effects are very good as well. When you parry or block something, there's a good amount of heft that it seems to carry with it. I very much like that. Sorry, I don't... Oh God. I like that you have to... Yeah, I panic a bit when fighting enemies also. It means that there's a good amount of pressure. And the amount of life and ichor that you have, especially as the enemies get stronger, it feels good. Like you're always panicking. You get more, but the enemies then hit different. You fight different enemies, and you get hit a little harder. I do like it, although I think some are a little overtuned. But still, I like it. I feel that there's probably some work to be done in terms of the GUI, though. In particular, when it comes to witcheries. I've mentioned, or your amulet stones. The stones look a little too similar to each other. I can't... It's very difficult for me to... It's very difficult for me to tell the differences of them, with the exception of the ones that have a limited amount of uses. And that's only because those ones have those limited amount of uses indicated on them via that number in their lower right-hand corner. And the witcheries are a bit awkward, because I keep having to swap between them. I love the look of these secondary weapons that you get. It's a kind of a shame that there's so much wind-up for them, since using them is quite difficult, but rewarding when you can land them successfully. The only other thing I can talk about, I guess, is the story. The story was a bit all over the place. I'm not quite sure I understand how we got to the end from where we started. I was under the impression that Grey Irma was always a human, but she wasn't. There was a different Red Irma that was the human, right, according to the end. But our Grey Irma thought she was human. So maybe the Clayborn don't know they're Clayborns, but yet they also do know they're Clayborns. At least the Pristines did. I think it would have helped had I played the game from start to end in like 2 videos. Each one being like 6 or 7 hours. Because maybe then I would have pieced it together. It would have been fresh in my mind. Because it seems a bit haphazard and all over the place. Lost Remnant and I were talking about this actually in the comments. And he's mentioned that, yeah, Tim, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, some of what you're doing, some of the confusion that is here. I feel like the story could have probably gotten a once-over. Although the world that we're venturing in does seem to have some consistency with what was explained to us and what we're seeing around us. Probably if we did things in a different order and or rescued certain people, that might have given us more of the lore, because the world we're in gets revealed to us slowly over time. I have, as you can see, begun playing the game a second time, so I can try to understand what I might have missed and piece together the story if it feels a little different. But it doesn't so far. I'm still just as confused in some of this as I was the first time. I don't think I very much like the revelation of Red Irma as the Moon Priestess either. I think the Priestess could have totally been her own separate villain who was glad to see all the Pristines fall and give in to the Moon Hunger, as it were. In fact, that's what I was expecting from the very start. So, I don't know how I feel about that. But overall, I really liked the game. And I'm glad we finished it. And I hope you guys had fun watching it. And now, since I've been babbling for a little longer than I wanted to, we will also stop. So thank you again for watching, everyone. I hope you had fun. And I will see you all in the next video, whatever that will be. I hope, at least. Take care, everyone. And thanks again for watching.